توليد في شو اسمه بس كاتب ما عندكش تحس كمان دي زقو زقو رجل ما تقول شيء رجل ما تقول شيء زبالة منا جينا بالكوتش زبالة نورمال
والله مش انت تعرفي ليش بتبيني مشكلة
No, está en el que lleva Alejandro, que es el que va el nuevo. ¿Sales? ¿Lleva Alejandro? ¡Qué guapa! ¿Qué tal? Ha venido de sus vacaciones, pasándoselo de lujo.
Le ha quedado el chico. Bueno, vamos.
Right? It is not my intention. It used to be such an important place here in the city because Jews, Muslims and Christians had around these streets their shops, workshops, studios, etc. So imagine how wealthy this part of the city used to be. Commercially, commercial streets, orphanage, so there's
Lo que me digo es como, ay, no tengo ropa, no tengo nada que poner.
ito yung mga Jewish. Dito. Isa pa.
Ano?
Isa pa, pakuha tayo.
They are stones from the Roman times. These ones are called sillares. They are from the 1st century after Christ, approximately. And what happens here is that the Roman Imperium was very powerful. They had a lot of money. They could work on. What is that? Please don't tell me a tower. I'm in the building. Yes. Church? Mosque? Church? Mosque? Both? Hello, with the Jewish starter. Synagogue? Okay. What about that XXXXXL of Jesus Christ over here? Are you confused yet? It's a Christian temple. Just looking why you have a Christian temple in the middle of the Jewish Bible. Sorry?
Maybe it was one.
It is because it wasn't the Jewish quarter by then. The church is older than the quarter itself. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I didn't stop by to talk to you about modern art. It is because inside this church we find a jewel here in the city. The original masterpiece of El Greco. Do you know who El Greco was? Yes, perfect. This painter was lived by the 16th century. Well, the painting tells us a story happening by the 14th century. The name of the painting is The Burial of the Sir of Orgaz. And this Sir of Orgaz used to be a mayor, a very important and wealthy and powerful person living here by the 14th century. He was such a good Christian, that when he died, a miracle happened. The miracle is that Saint Stephen and Saint August came down from heaven to take him with their bare hands and put him in his area. So I'm stopping by this corner because of that reason over there. Can you see that? That is the tallest tower of the cathedral. The cathedral has 2 towers. How tall would you say this is? Approximately? What? 92 meters? Approximately? You were paying attention. Okay. Yes, 92 meters. It was made by the 14th century in Gothic style, but the story about this tower is inside, not outside. Inside we find St. James Bell, and Toledo people call it the Fat Bell. Let's see if you can guess the weight. They didn't just say that before. 200 kilos? 4. 20 tons less. 10 tons more. 15, nearly there are 17 tons. It was made by the 18th century. Toledo people wanted to give to their church a huge bell according to the size of the building. So they started to look for the best bell maker around the city. And they never found that person. They found a disastrous person. The first day they had to ring the bell, and the first bell, the bell cracked completely from the top to the bottom. But you know what happens here? Chilean people are famous to be quiet, and stubborn by nature. So they will never, ever admit when they do something wrong. So instead of admitting that the bell maker was not the best one, they started to make up stories. They started to say that it cracked, because the first bang was so loud that even people from Madrid could hear it. So loud that every single glass around Toledo broke. It was so loud that every single pregnant woman in Toledo gave birth at once.
Bellissimo.
Okay, so this would be the main facade of the building, of the cathedral, and we see it's got 3 doors, 3 gates, right? The most important one, obviously, it's that one in the middle, the biggest one, and it has a proper name. It is the Forgiveness Gate, because according to the legend, once you cross it, you get immediately forgiven from all of your sins. How cool is that?
Multimodel.
It is always closed. Forget about that. Because its second name is the Royal Gate. Only queens and kings from Spain have the right to cross it and get forgiveness. How about first? The cathedral started to be built by the 26. The first architect was Maestro Martin, or Maître Martin. He was French. He knew it was a la mode there in Paris, so used it here in Toledo. His original plan for the building was to build 2 equal towers. What the hell happened? Why do we have a giant and a mushroom? What can you imagine? He died. There's always one person saying he died. What else? Okay. She's like, I don't know, I came here to hear you. Okay. Exactly. There are 3 different reasons why they look so not equal at all. The first one, the construction of the building took place in a little longer than they thought at the beginning, specifically 267 years. That's a lot of time. Styles change. The first tower is Gothic, built by the 14th century, but the second one is Baroque. 3 centuries later it was done. Nothing to do with each other. Second one. What is this? Money. Bloody money, always.
Ya está, bien.
The
Bien.
cathedral
Ahora.
were closed by 1493. Does that date ring a bell to you? 1493.
Es espectacular.
No, doesn't ring a bell. I love it.
Commercial sewa tlikkara si commercial.
Everything but not life.
Si
We're
commercial.
in an area of the city called Al-Ghana. Al-Ghana comes from an Arabic word,
مشاولة. Bagulho.
Ya, y nosotros ahí viene tu manito.
M'għandek xejn.
Xejn. Għani ċekkja ma nsibx għandi. Isma l-kart jieħdu ta' għalja. Kart jieħdu. Xejn, għax intu tajt il-50. Int kellek 50. Nasib il-kart. Għallasna emmek 560
biex jitru il-dana.
biex tagħmel pittura.
Biex jitru il-
Sibta?
Kien il-mezzu.
52. مش هازل ماشي تمام
Thanksgiving, Sunday, Thanksgiving.
Ah,
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Alla meckan vi serverar.
ah.
Hattu själv, hattu.
Aha, ħottu jom. Impressionant. Issa s-seba minuta. Aha.
Bira, taqtaha.
Ma taħsibha sajra. Tiġi s-sartaċa tiġi. Għanna ċans biex niġu, naħseb. Imma... Mbatt ma jpanna xejn. Għax ġeja stellu kollek tiġi.